Bien, mesdames et messieurs, merci d'accueillir l'équipe de Eddie the Eagle, bien sûr le réalisateur Dexter Fletcher. Donc, applaudissez bien fort. Hugh Jackman, Ron Cousteau, Louis Sommer. Vincent Price, welcome. And of course, Eddie the Eagle. Dexter in the middle.
Me in the middle?
Yes.
Yes. Well,
absolutely.
Yes. Let's just sit down. It makes very little difference.
Yes.
It does, really does. Okay.
Well, thank you
Bonsoir.
first of all. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. It's very comfortable. Look at this. What a beautiful cinema. Yeah.
Isn't that a great, gorgeous place? Well, for a gorgeous film, may I add. Well, thank you first of all for bringing a super feel-good movie. It was high time. We need that. So inspiring, feel good, and very powerful. So my first question will be for you, Dexter, as you're the director who did it all, so to speak, almost.
You hear that? I did it all.
Yeah, exactly. So this is obviously a very inspiring story, but I wanted to know what inspired you about Eddie's journey to make it into a film and bring it to the screen.
Well, 28 years ago, I remember watching Eddie on the TV in the Olympics, and he was regarded in England as a bit of an embarrassment, really. You know, he was kind of this crazy English guy who... we have no mountains in England, we have very little snow, and we certainly don't have any ski jumpers, and suddenly we were sort of thrust onto the world stage with this funny-looking Englishman who came last in the Olympics, and so I think we were a bit embarrassed by him in that very English way. And then it was only a few years later that when Matthew Vaughn, the producer, old friend of mine from Lock Stock days, came with the script and started talking about Taron and you and the possibilities there, that I looked again and I read Eddie's book and then met with Eddie and realised, of course, that behind any Olympic story there's a great amount of dedication and a great amount of human endeavour and spirit, and I suddenly started realising that these are really interesting and compelling subjects to make a film about, as well as having a lot of fun, because Eddie, by his very nature, by who he is a lot of fun. So that was maybe 20 months ago, 19 months ago, not long.
You just mentioned the word fun, and I heard many laughs as was behind the door, like when the film and the credits roll down. So this is time for your fun questions. Who has the first question here? Well, first question will go here, please.
Yes. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Bravo pour le film. Donc je voulais savoir un peu comment vous êtes entraîné pour le rôle. Si vous aviez fait du saut à ski. Et je voulais savoir si Hugh était un aussi bon entraîneur dans la vie que dans le film.
All right, well, this is a question for you. First of all, congratulations for the movie. And the first question is for you, Taron. Obviously, I mean, how did you train for the movie? Did you actually do some ski jumping? And was you as good a coach in real life as he was on screen?
Good question. Good question.
Very good question.
Yeah. The short answer is no.
What do you mean you did ski jump?
To the second question.
Yeah, to the second question.
Both parts of the question is no. No, I didn't do any ski jumping. I learned to ski for the film because I'd never skied before. Yeah, ski jumping is I mean really very specialist. You don't even get stuntmen who ski jump. You get ski jumpers who ski jump, and that's what we did. And also, if I'm completely honest, I had no interest in ski jumping. It is terrifying. Like, Hugh, for a very short period of time, was boasting that he would quite like to have had a go.
Oh, you did.
And then he got to the top of a ski jump and went white as a feather and said, "No, I think I'll pass." Actually,
Dexter did say Tom Cruise would do it.
that's true.
He didn't say that. But yeah, no. The moment you're up there at the top of the 90-metre, any idea of doing it, unless you're Eddie the Eagle, it just goes out the window.
Also, as well, ski jumpers. I mean, I think what happens in these countries where ski jumping is prevalent is they go into schools when kids are around the age of 5 and they essentially pick the smallest, slightest kids.
The craziest kids.
And the craziest kids. Whereas I was like the small, like the stocky, kind of like robust squat kid who had a massive instinct for self-preservation. I've never broken a bone in my body, so like, I'm not really ski jumping material.
And what about the other part of the question?
You being a good
The
coach.
truth. We want to hear the truth.
About whether he was a good coach. Yeah. What, like in terms of ski jumping? Or do you mean in terms of
général.
acting? Oh, darling, I owe him everything now, of course.
Yeah.
He's completely honed my craft. I wasn't a fraction of the actor before working with
We're
him.
not done. There's a long way to go.
Yeah. His face brutal, man. He knocks a whip behind me. He'll do it again. No, we just made really good friends and had a brilliant time. Hugh, you know, obviously being the actor with masses more experience and masses more profile, really levelled the playing field very, very quickly, and that was his great gift to me. Made me feel like an equal. So, yeah.
Question here.